Time to send it up to Fitzgerald and find out who these two are.
Spar Star Promotions is proud to present the rerounds of mixed martial arts in the bantamweight division. Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks trimmed in white. He is training out of King's MMA, coming from Little Saigon, California. He weighed 135 pounds. His record, 1 win with 1 loss. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Toan Lee. His opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing black trunks trimmed in white. He is training out of Tillis MMA by way of Whittier. He weighed 135 pounds. Tonight, he is making his debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Randy Spaghetti. All right, fans, here we go. 3 rounds of mixed martial arts in the bantamweight division.
Randy Robledo with the most interesting nickname I think I've heard. I think they said Mom Spaghetti. Did I hear that correctly? Toan Lee, his opponent, coming out of King's MMA, giving up a lot of height. Robledo
Coming forward, chin up high here.
That lead outside leg kick for Robledo, looking to set up that range. Keeping that left hand glued to his face and his chin buried in his shoulder.
Now he's tucking it nicely.
Both fighters thinking leg kick here.
Toan Lee with a wide stance. Actually, both fighters fighting at a really wide stance. A little bit of a karate style there for Toan Lee.
Toan Lee's got some threads hanging from that right glove, I see. I don't know if the official's going to catch it or care about it.
Beautiful body shot. Landing underneath the right elbow.
Nice body kick from Robledo. Gets caught and he gets taken down though. Toan opting not to take advantage of it.
Deep breath from Toan Lee. I think he really wanted to pursue that aggression there, but better judgment got the best of him.
Nice outside leg kick. Lee switching stances now back to southpaw. Pawing that lead uppercut to the left hook, misses.
Robledo just looking for a way to get past the pawns here.
Yeah, Robledo has the reach, but he's countering. Just looking, maybe trying to stay cool and calm this first round. Not a bad strategy. Got to be careful getting that kick caught, though.
Toan Lee looking here to land low with the legs, switching stances often, Kevin. But he's given up quite a bit of reach here to Robledo.
There's that head kick from Robledo.
And Robledo's really starting to find his comfort zone.
I'd like to see him set that up with the hands first, but first round jitters aside. Nice round for both gentlemen. Lee celebrating, thinks he won that round.
So after a little bit of a feeling out process in that first round there, Kevin, you know, Toan Lee really started to take control in the middle stages of the round, but towards the end, really seemed to think that Randy Robledo was starting to find a little bit more comfort within his own range there.
Exactly, I agree. I think Robledo finally started to find his rhythm there, and again, in these 2-minute rounds, they don't give you much time to find it. So we'll see what happens at the top of round 2. If he's more comfortable, maybe he'll start to push the pace a little bit.
All right, round 2 about to get started here. Spar Star MMA, Randy Robledo and Toan Lee. See a lot of feigning from Lee with his punches. Oftentimes even looks like he's turning over an elbow.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's an attempt at what they call milling. When
Yeah.
you see guys kind of stick their hand out and wave it around in front of you. That might have been low. There was
Fighter's instinct. He took one of the pills and he wanted to keep going.
Yeah, that upset him. It happens. You know, when both fighters throw kicks at the same time, eventually you're bound to catch one low.
See Robledo there trying to control his breathing, trying to control his emotions here, bouncing on his heels, trying to get the ping pong balls to drop back in position, Kevin. We've already had one incident. We don't need another.
Exactly. Referee issuing a warning.
The problem with the milling, as you put it, from Lee, at least from my point of view, from my perspective, is he's doing it from a distance where it's not a threat.
Right.
And therefore, it's not milling, it's a tell.
Right. Yeah, and it also takes away that left hand. I mean, when you're milling with the left hand, you know the fighter, you only have to worry about his right hand.
If you're milling from a distance, really all you're doing is showing the guy your movements and enabling him to counter a little bit more efficiently. I'd like to see Toan try to get a little bit closer to his longer opponent. Get inside those long punches, force Robledo to use his hips when he's punching.
I'm surprised Robledo's not attacking the legs a little more. I would think, especially with the stance switching, attack the outside of the lead leg, you know, go to the inside when he switches. Beautiful leg kick from Lee.
You know, in these 2-minute amateur fights, Kevin, that's a great point. Early on, I thought Robledo was being quite patient, but there's a fine line between being patient and being complacent in a 2-minute fight, 2-minute round.
Yeah, he's hesitant to really pull the trigger. And I didn't see any head kicks that round, whereas in the end of round one, he had thrown 2 or 3 nice head kicks. He's going to need to get busy if he wants to win this fight. I believe that round probably went to Lee.
I mean, young fighters, don't get me wrong, you'd know better than I, but young fighters, oftentimes it seems to me like they're trying to find their comfort zone within the first few minutes of the fight. Robledo's found his comfort zone. He seems comfortable at the range that he's fighting at, but to me, it almost seems like he's too comfortable.
Well, that's the thing. Eventually, you have to take a chance. I can stay out of your range and stay safe the whole fight, pretty much, if the other guy's not willing to take me down, which Lee isn't. So Robledo could stay out of range and remain safe, but he's not going to win that way, I don't think, because Lee is landing the harder leg kicks. He's going to have to risk getting on the inside and coming within Lee's range to land heavy shots, or surprise everybody in the building and shoot for a takedown.
And we see it more often than not when you have two fighters that don't engage a lot. The judges usually 9 out of 10 times score it for the busier of the two.
Yes.
When they get it right. Here we go, round 3. Toan Lee looking to take the center of the cage here.
See how Lee is willing to get on the inside and try to get his strikes off, whereas Robledo is he's just staying safe.
Even when Robledo throws that faint Superman punch here, it's almost like me giving a hug to the ant that I don't like, that has a really bad breath. You know, your butt's leaving before you fully commit to the hug.
Pulling your head back.
Yeah, even when he throws that faint Superman punch, his right leg's already pulling back. He's already going in retreat.
Yeah, he's hesitant to get cracked, which is understandable. But if you're going to fight that way, attack the legs.
It's very difficult to win a fight counter-punching on your bicycle when you don't have the volume to justify that assault. And Robledo's just not putting enough out there, at least in my opinion.
No, he's fighting to stay safe. He's going to need to come to terms with taking one to give one. Or, like I said, start attacking the leg. He's got that inside leg just waiting to be hit on Lee. But it's Lee who's the busier fighter. And you can start to see the wear now on the outside leg of Robledo.
You know, I hate to keep going back to this, but in a 2-minute round, you score the fight as who has the most moments. And right now, it's obvious that Toan Lee has the most moments.
Yeah, Lee's staying very busy. and doing a nice job of getting in and getting out. You know, he's not able to see how Robledo's missing with that right-hand counter. Robledo's going to need to really step on the gas here in these last 20 seconds.
You know, it's obvious Robledo knows what he's doing. He's got a good pedigree. Seems to be showing the training. I'd just like to see a little bit more aggression from him. There we go.
Yeah, Robledo just not willing to get in range to engage, and he's backing up a lot.
Well, you know, the amateurs is a learning experience, and I'm certain
For sure.
when Randy Robledo looks at the videotape of this fight, he's going to find a lot that he has to improve on. He's going to see a lot of good things too.
Yeah, great fight by both guys. You know, Robledo was able to avoid the big power strikes of Lee, but I think Lee was the busier fighter attacking down low, and that's probably going to get him the W.
You know, we're watching the evolution of these young fighters here, and I think when it comes to young Randy Robledo, I think he's going to see that he wants to be, we're going to see a more aggressive version of him next time in there. And I would not be surprised if that's a result of him going back and watching this fight and noticing at times that he was being complacent when he should have been pressing the action.
Absolutely.
You know, I guess in short, I'd like to see Randy Robledo believe in himself a little bit more.
I think he was just tentative. You know, I'm sure he's confident in his skills, but I think he was tentative to get hit, and that's very normal in an amateur debut, or any debut. Be it Muay Thai, pro MMA, whatever it is. You know, you don't want to risk getting cracked clean from a guy like Lee who packs a lot of power, compact fighter, you know, and get knocked out or get dropped. So he fought tentative, you know, trying to stay safe, but I don't think he did enough on the outside to get the W. But we'll see. You know, the judges have been known to prove us wrong before.
You know, we've seen counterpunchers win fights going backwards all the time, but the volume is there to justify it.
Right.
You know? Unfortunately, I just don't think the volume was there for Robledo. I mean, he did have his moments, but like I said, I think Toan Lee stole most of the moments in that fight. Let's find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our scorecards. We have our decision. Judge at ringside, Damon Van Ostenburg scores about 29 to 28, while both judges ringside, David Magallanes and Jackie Denkin, scored about 30 to 27 in favor of our winner by unanimous decision.
Toan Lee puts together a great victory here, earned with effort. Clearly the busier of the two fighter. And I think that's what the judges saw, Kevin.
Yeah, he was busier, and he landed, you know, there were no real significant head strikes that I can recall, but some very hard leg kicks from Lee.